Clueless in the Capitol. It's time now for the other view. All right, you can't make this stuff up. Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser wants to hand out free air tags to residents in the city to track their stolen cars. Yeah, okay, Washington, D.C. And joining us now to discuss is Ambassador for the America First Policy Institute and retired gunnery sergeant for the U.S. Marine Corps, Jessie Jane Duff, and Project 21 volunteer political activist Whitley Yates. All right, Jessie, now the chief of the Metropolitan Police Department says car thefts are up dramatically in the area. Take a listen.
Our carjacking, motor vehicle thefts, and unlawful use of vehicles are up 36% this year over last year.
You live part-time in D.C., Jessie Jane. Do you think air tags are really the way to help with car thefts?
You know, they're trying to be reactive, not proactive. Please tell us what you are going to do as the city officials that we are paying very high tax dollars to support. What are you going to do to restrict these events from happening? It has gotten so out of control that we've heard of people that have been shot while they're trying to get their while they're trying to attack their cars. We know of an Uber driver, if you don't recall, maybe about a year and a half ago, that he was jacked and thrown out of his own vehicle and killed with teenagers. We are not showing a law that's being enforced. We're not showing that there is strong punishment against those that are committing these crimes, and it basically has become a free-for-all in what we want to call as D.C. is the new Gaza of the United States.
Yeah, interesting, Whitley, because it just seems like, I don't know, how about arresting and punishing people who are stealing cars? That might be a solution, but, you know, I don't know. That's practical, so I don't think we do practical in this administration. But, Whitley, I do want to get your take on this. Speaking of this administration, the Biden administration recently sent a letter to the nation's school systems advising them to stock up on Narcan and to train teachers as fentanyl deaths are spiking for kids. It seems like another situation, as Jessie Jane said, being reactive rather than proactive.
Absolutely, because we have an administration that has decided not to secure the borders and allow fentanyl to flood into this country. So instead of being proactive and doing what he's supposed to do as a president, which is protect the American people, we're being retroactive in having to stock schools with Narcan as opposed to educating our young and talented kids. And I think it's really sad when you think about this in the totality that you're trying to equip teachers to then have to save from overdoses. I think there should be prevention before you get to overdosing, and we shouldn't have children overdosing on fentanyl in the school system. It's direct representation of the leadership in D.C.
What do you think, Jessie Jane?
Well, I have to agree. And just like in D.C., they have basically decriminalized so many things in this country that criminals aren't fearful of what would happen to them, including the cartels that are bringing these drugs over. Just like in D.C., where they haven't funded the police departments the way they should, enforce the law, is the same with the borders. It's out of control. And it's a sad representation of one party, the Democratic Party.
Very well said. All right, Whitley Yates, thanks so much for joining us on The Other View. And Jessie Jane, please stick around with us.